Hello everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel, and in this particular video we are going to learn that how a person can become a chartered accountant in India. Okay, so first of all, the beauty of this course is that whether the person had did their studies after 10th standard in science, commerce, arts, doesn't matter. Okay, the person who are willing to do hard work, they can appear for this course. Okay, this course is made for them. The next question is whether only the bright student appear for this exam. The answer is no. Okay, I have seen many students even who have scored 60 percentage, 55 percentage in their 10th, 12th, and still they cleared CA. And I have also seen the students who have scored 90% in their exam but still they failed in CA. Okay, the main difference is their dedication toward pursuing this course. Okay, so first of all, let's know that how to become a chartered accountant in India. Okay, there are two ways. Okay, the first one is through foundation route and the another one is through direct entry route. Foundation route, there are three levels. Okay, CA foundation, intermediate, and final. And in direct entry route, you have only two levels: CA intermediate and CA final. Now let's understand who is eligible to appear for exams through foundation route. Okay, so any person who had cleared their 10th standard is eligible to register for this course. Okay, but in order to appear for the exam, the student must have passed their 12th standard. Okay, in the same way through direct entry route, now there are many students who have cleared their 10th standard, they have even graduated. Okay, so for them this one particular level of CA foundation have been removed and they are supposed to appear for CA intermediate and CA final exam only. Okay, so the criteria is that if they belong to commerce background, okay, so their percentage shall be 55% or more. Okay, in their PG course. The students which are from non-commerce background, their scores should be at least 60% or more. And there are even many students who are pursuing CMA and CS and they want to appear for CA exams and they also aspire to become chartered accountant. Then if they have cleared inter level, they are eligible to appear for CA through direct entry route. Okay, now let's understand what is the course structure of this particular curriculum. Okay, so if they are entering through CA foundation route, then they have to appear for CA foundation and the subjects would be accounting, business laws, maths and economics. These two subjects are descriptive in nature and the next two subjects, third and fourth subject, are MCQ based. Okay, now these MCQs carry negative marking. Okay, so negative marking of 0.25 marks is deducted for each incorrect option. Okay, now let's understand what's the passing criteria. The student has to obtain at least 40 marks in each of the subjects. Okay, now if we total 40, the total would be at least 160, but CA is saying no, the student has to achieve in aggregate at least 200 marks in order to pass. Okay, so there are two conditions simultaneously going on. In each subject the student has to score minimum 40 marks and in aggregate the student has to score minimum 200 marks. If any one of these is breached, then the student will not be passed. Okay, for an example, here the student scored 39 marks. Okay, and here the student scored 50 marks, 60 marks, 60 marks. Okay, sorry, 70 marks. Okay, now the total of this would be 50 plus 60 plus 70 plus 39. The total would be 219, but because this student has scored 39 in this one particular subject, the student will not be eligible to appear for their intermediate exam. They would be failed. Okay, in the same manner here the student has scored 50 marks, 45 marks, 45 marks and again 50 marks. Okay, but here also you can see that the student has scored only 190 marks, even though the student has scored more than 40 marks in each of the subjects, but for aggregate the student scored less than 200 marks, so the student would be failed. Okay, So the criteria is the student has to score at least 40 marks in each of the subjects and at least 200 marks in aggregate. Okay. Once after clearing this, the students appearing through CA foundation route are eligible to appear for CA intermediate exam, and the students who have who are appearing for through direct entry route, they have to also appear for CA intermediate exam. Okay. So there are two groups, okay, in CA intermediate, the group 1 and group 2. Okay, now it is upon the student whether they want to appear for group 1 only or group 2 only, or they want to appear for both the groups simultaneously. Okay, there are three subjects in each of the groups. Okay, and here also the passing criteria is the student has to score at least 40 marks in each of the subjects, at least 300 marks in each group, and if the student is giving both group, the student has to score at least 300 marks out of 600 marks. Subjects are advanced accounting, corporate laws, taxation, cost, auditing, and FM. Now let's see the passing criteria over here. The student has to score at least 40 marks in each of the papers. So if we are doing aggregate, the total would be 120, but ICA is saying no, the student has to appear for 40 marks in each of the paper, and plus the student has to score at least 150 marks out of 300 in order to pass. Okay, same like CA foundation. In the same way here also, in each of the paper the student has to score at least 40 marks, and for aggregate they have to score at least 150 marks. But what in case the student is giving both the group, then again the student has to score 40 marks in both group 1 as well as group 2 in each of the subjects. But for total the student have score total of 300 marks out of 600 marks. So in this case, even if the student has scored at least 40 marks, okay, basic criteria to pass, and in this particular subject let's say the student scored 130 marks. Okay, but here the student in this group 2, the student scored 190 marks. Okay, now do the aggregate. 130 plus 190 would be 320. In total, the student has scored 320 marks. So, even though in group 1, the student has scored less than 150 marks, but the student has passed in all the subjects and scored at least 44 marks. And in group 2, the student has scored 190, total of which would be 320 out of 600. The student will be passed. Okay. Now, once the student has cleared CA intermediate exam, the student shall complete its IT and OC training. Okay, this is a course of 4 weeks provided by ICAI. The student has to complete it in order to apply for articleship. If this course is not completed, the student won't be eligible to appear for articleship. Okay, now once ITOC training are completed, the student has to do its articleship. It is of 2 years in this new course. Okay. During the articleship, the student is having the option 8 is compulsory to clear SPOM self-paced online modules. It is like a level between CA intermediate and CA final, and apart from that, the student has also to clear ICITSS training. It is also the training provided by ICAI. Once articleship is completed, SPM exams are completed, as well as this ICITSS training has been completed, the student is eligible to appear for CA final exams. Okay. In this also there are two groups, group 1 and group 2. The passing criteria remains same as CA intermediate. Okay. Now the subjects are FR, advanced financial management, auditing, direct tax, indirect tax, and IBS. Okay. So this was about CA, and I will make more videos on this particular topic. Okay. Thank you.